It is high noon on September 28, 2010, and the Tuesday edition of the Daily Journal is upon the street. Mike Frey here with Colleen Loggins. And Colleen, I'm sure you have a bright future here at the Daily Journal, but I don't know what kind of future you have as a prognosticator after last night when you picked the Packers to beat the Bears.
You know what, I will say that this is one of the few times in my life where I am extremely excited to be completely wrong.
Well, I'm glad you're wrong too.
Yeah.
Tremendous victory by the Bears last night. You can read more about it in page 1 of today's paper and also the sports section. A lot of locals real happy at this moment. However, in Bears world, there is one thing that is a somber note, if you will, right now. And that's the passing of George Blanda at the age of 83 yesterday. Legendary Hall of Fame football player. I have a George Blanda story for you, Colleen. You want to hear it?
I do.
Okay, when I was fresh out of college and working my first newspaper job in Amarillo, Texas in 1985, I was sent to an event where George was speaking. It was like the Chamber of Commerce or something. After we were done, I went up to interview him. And as the interview concluded, he asked me, "Where are you from, young man?" And I said, "Well, I went to school at Southern Illinois University, but I grew up in Kankakee, Illinois." And he says, "Kankakee, I know Kankakee. When I played for the Bears, I'd go down to the country club quite a bit to play golf." And I said, "You know what? I grew up across the street from the country club, and I used to caddy at the country club." Gave me such a lift at the time, Colleen, because I was desperately homesick, and George Blanda helped me out that day. Thanks, George. You will be missed. That's my George Blanda story.
I like your George Blanda story, but you know what other story I'm interested in?
What's that?
The story about the weather, and I believe Nicole Leonhardt has that one for us.
Okay,
so
let's find out what she's got.
Hey everybody, it's Nicole Leonhardt with your AccuWeather forecast. Today we're going to have a high around 70, the low is going to be around 45, and it's going to be a partly sunny day. Tomorrow we're going to have a high around 76, the low around 53. We're going to have some bright sun, and it's going to be a nice one. And on Thursday, also high in the mid-70s, 75, the low around 48. It's going to be breezy. Back to you guys in the newsroom.
Mike, we're back, and one of the stories that I found interesting in the paper today was about distracted driving, and in particular, how drivers are distracted by using their cell phones.
Yes, texting, talking on the phone. I'll admit I'm not completely innocent. I don't text while driving. Well, there was at one time, but we won't worry about that. But I have talked on the phone somehow. However, I found a foolproof way to avoid talking on a cell phone while driving.
Okay, what's that?
Turn up your CD player or your FM radio as loud as it can go, and then you won't hear the thing ring. Okay, you'll hear like Deep Purple or something instead. And frankly, a lot of cases I'd rather hear the music than the person on the other end of the line, so that's fine with me. So crank out the music and you won't hear the cell phone. That's my solution to this problem. You got any solutions?
I don't necessarily have any solutions. All I know is that it's really hard to not use your cell phone when you're driving. It's very tempting to do so. But I will say that my mom and dad always said that you need to be a defensive driver because everyone out there, just think of everyone out there as being crazier than you, and chances are, you know, you're going to avoid a lot of accidents, which I think is pretty good advice.
True. In life, there are a few people as crazy as I am, but when it comes to driving, most people are more crazy than I am, so I know where your parents are coming from there. Okay. Was this a crazy news at noon? I'm not for sure, but I know this is a news at noon that is over. You can subscribe to the Daily Journal by calling 815-937-3322. You can also pick it up at the newsstands. And so until tomorrow, Colleen?
Stay informed and stay off your cell phone while driving.
Okay. I don't take any shortcuts like RU, I'll spell it out, RU. It's like most of my texts, well, except for the ones that are obvious, but most of my texts can make it in this newspaper.